little performative for my taste, but people took notice. They realized liberals like to embarrass themselves in the name of racial justice. Race hustlers have turned white guilt into a get-rich-quick scheme, preying on white women and tricking them into paying thousands of dollars to be humiliated over dinner with a glass of Chard, of course.
So here's a question. Why is it that it's, and I know there are some white females out there that really bristle. Get over it. This is not the white world that's going to come out of this struggle with anti-whiteism. The white world that survives is not going to be one that submits to women anymore. Do you understand that? So you might as well make peace with it. You might as well make peace. You are going to be given the respect that you earn. Do you understand? You don't get respect because you have a vagina, because you have female parts. Females are good, they're bad. It's just like guys. And I mean it. I'm not just saying it. And then we'll suddenly female bristle. And I'm like I had Fournol make that banner for me to run off the feminists. Make that Christmas banner where the hot woman is laid out and it says, Merry Christmas with no white guilt, long her shapely legs and ass. Yes, I had the champion Fournol make that. By the way, I have Fournol's mug here. How many of you are as cool as that? I had the great Fournol make that to run off the feminists in our midst, and it worked beautifully. So ladies, get over it. When white females become women of the West, just like when white males become men of the West, that's when we are recapturing our destiny. So, females, I got to ask, what's going on? Why is it that all the drag shows where these guys are dressed up like sometimes demons, it's my opinion, they look like demons, all right? From some sort of like Rocky horror movie flick, demons crawling out of there, and the audience is full of white women and white children. You know, the hand that rocks the cradle is the one that dictates the future. All these females. And then you have all these white women that are able to finance an industry of personalized anti-white white guilting. It's insane. You have here, and we're going to take a look at Misha Petrov's, what she had to share in just a moment. But I think there's some that she was looking at was even more, but I don't know. This is like $2,000 an hour to be told what a piece of shit you are because you're born white. Come on, ladies. Call out those white females. You know, there are few females out there that are good with their errors being pointed out, with their manipulative tactics being pointed out. And it's a great way to out the good ones from the bad ones. So guys, you know, keep your ears open. Let's make this a strategy for good women to get a good man. Okay, so nobody call me out and say that what I'm doing is wrong, because this can be a strategy for women. Not every woman is born with beautiful legs. Not every woman is born with a beautiful face. Not every woman is born with huge tracts of land that her father is going to bequeath to her. Okay, not every woman is born with the best assets physically, not best assets mentally. Okay, give women a path to getting a good man, and let that path be that she can exemplify the behavior of a fantastic woman, and that she can condemn women for not being fantastic, for falling short of it. Give them this mating relationship, marriage strategy for Christ's sake. Allow that to exist. Stop criticizing this when you see it. And females, white females out there that criticize it when they see it, criticize them. Let women have this strategy to a good man. Because let me tell you what, guys find, and we're going to be talking about dating here shortly, among other things. Guys find like 80% of the women they look at attractive. It's very different, and we gotta reverse this nonsense that all the little boys are taught about how little girls and females are so good, and they just want it's the guys that care about looks. Wrong. Guys find 80% of women they look at attractive. Women find 10% of the guys they look at attractive. So don't give me this bullshit that looks are what matter to men. It is the exact opposite. If you're a woman and you want a good man, I'm going to tell you what. Guys exposed to women or girls when we are young that want to be and do right and are critical of wrong in other women are the kind of girl that guys you want, because it's the behavior that she finds joy in that she'll repeat, not the behavior that you want to instill in her or the behavior. No, that's not the way the human animal works. If she finds joy in a behavior, if she finds joy doing a thing, then she'll repeat it because it's driven from within. That's the woman you want. Even if and that's the one you're going to have to live with. Okay? More important today than any other time. So women, and this is just a connecting sort of a way to be a nexus to from this story to the next. Women, call out females that are doing this. What's the deal with the depth of the self-hatred and the hatred of the white race in white females?
You know what I expect of white women? Not a damn thing.
I want a show of hands of everyone at this table who is racist.
Look at this shit. Look at them. They're like in pain. They're like, oh my God, I know how terrible. I know how awful. This is sickness. This is why women were burned at the stake. It was just an excuse to say that they were a witch. We just threw the letter W at the beginning, got rid of the B. And then you have and then they're playing this music, this ominous, this music, like the same music that they play for what was the dinosaur movie, and the T-Rex is coming, and it's like, and things are shaking. Actually, some of these women probably do shake the water when they walk. This is absolute sickness. Jurassic Park. Look at that one. She's Jurassic.
I want to.
This one here, I don't get this. She's like, she raised her hand, but then she's like, I can't stay because I'm not, I don't say I'm racist.
I can't sit here.
You gotta go. Sorry, sis. Imagine
And then they throw her out.
if your husband beats you and you can.
Look at this. Look at the name. I didn't even see this. Look at this anti-white slur. Karen, a beautiful name. We never use that as a pejorative. And then look at these two anti-white motherfuckers. Look at them. They're sitting there in the chairs made by white people, houses made by white men, in a white country. Look at that electricity running, getting filmed by things white people invented.
Confront him. Would you go and massage his back while you're confronting him when you've been
And then, if your husband's beating you,
a victim of abuse, and white women have abused us our whole lives? Why do we have to hold your hand?
Abusive
Amazing.
husbands, white America, same thing. But these women are paying to be bullied. Is white shaming cathartic? But there's no crying in anti-racism, at least not from white women. Those tears are diabolical.
You've been socialized not to see us as human beings.
look at this. $2,000 an hour, and then Mia will be getting to her Petrov in a moment, Misha. but I think it was like $4,000 or something, and they pay it. There are people who pay this. How many financial gifts are they sending yours truly for protecting white children, for saving the white race, for saving Western civilization for everybody? How much money? Zero. These white pieces of shit. Zero.
Our tears don't matter to you, but a white woman, and y'all know that. That's why I'm not here for the fragility. You know that. And so you very deliberately turn on as a way to avoid accountability.
Yep.
Purposefully. That's not fragility. That's manipulation. That's strategic. That's diabolical. Every time we hold your feet to
The white race, diabolical.
the fire, all of a sudden, oh my God, I'm so sorry. I didn't know. You didn't have to know. And now that I'm trying to make you know, you want to cry so we can end the conversation.
Wow. Could you imagine? I almost just said something. What I would like to do with this woman, what I would like to do is tickle her relentlessly. She needs a significant tickling from a Rottweiler, maybe. That's what she needs.
Am I missing something here? Do white liberals have some kind of weird racial?
And then he does this. Fuck you, all right? Do white liberals have some sort of... no problem. Just like Tucker, just like the rest of these anti-whites on the anti-white network, Fox News, it's the same thing. No problem blaming white liberals. No problem. All the time. It's white liberals. It's all these white people. Tucker, you saw talk about these white middle-class women. No problem saying. He would never say that about Jews. He would never say that about blacks. It's all these damn Hispanics. It's all these damn Arabs. No, he would never do that because he's a coward.
Humiliation fetish that we don't know about. Hopefully our next guest can.
You know what? I've heard this humiliation fetish statement when I'm not going to tell you exactly how old I am. I've been doing this for nearly 3 decades. When I was in high school, humiliation fetish. I mean, I don't want to be in like my 6th decade and still a tiny community with the cucks out there saying, I just don't get it. Do they have like a humiliation fetish? I don't know. What is going on here? I don't want to be listening to that shit for my whole life. Sucks because of this.
Answer these questions I have. Let's ask Manhattan Institute fellow Heather McDonald.
And here you have this Heather McDonald. They never would have me on, but they're going to have this anti-white Heather McDonald on to talk to it because it's what, legitimate? It makes it more legitimate if you bring on a known anti-white. Wrong.
Why are white women paying to be racially humiliated, Heather?
Because it makes them feel so much virtuous over the rest of the MAGA Republican yahoos out there. This is a completely codependent, dysfunctional relationship.
Like, she's insulting MAGA people, and I don't think she's doing it in character. It didn't sound like that sentence was in the character of the people who are doing this, all right? I think that was her true sentiment. This woman is anti-white. It's just like they can just keep getting... respawned. They keep getting respawned. Well, you're born to this world and you want something for nothing. Well, we'll give you what a bunch of white men deserved and earned. They'll commit suicide. So it's not even like most of them you won't have to see. Some of them will be homeless. Some of them will be like hugging their dog in the winter as they're homeless. You'll see some of them, but most will kill themselves. So you won't have to worry about it, Heather. You can have their jobs. You can make the big money. And then when things get rocky for you, because anti-whites increasingly need fewer and fewer white women, and they need increasingly fewer and fewer Jews, by the way. But as they need fewer and fewer, you can just like respawn. You can just like have a new iteration, a new perturbation of your. So this is the new perturbation of Heather McDonald. And here she is. And she's like, well, I'm anti-white, but then I can legitimize the conversation for these cucks over here by showing up.
people like these white privileged trainers are utter charlatans. Nothing qualifies them to harangue whites about phony racism, but nothing empowers, allows these white women to take on the sins of the white population on their shoulders. It's all about power on both sides.
The sins of the white population. And then, this woman's always, this McDonald, always talking about, we do have racism in this country. We got to take it down. This is getting in the way. The sins of the white population. We have an MC for that, Heather.
Sides. And the guilt has to end, Jesse. This woman you played last purports to be about black liberation. If these white privileged trainers really cared about liberating blacks, here's what they do.
Okay, here goes. Again, since I was in junior high school, since I was paying attention, since I began paying attention to the world, I've heard cucks do this. If they really want to help, that just almost started a song. If heaven is a lot like Dixie, I don't want to go. If heaven's not a lot like Dixie, I just as soon stay home. As I'm losing my voice yelling here. Heaven ain't a lot like Dixie. I don't want to go. If heaven ain't a lot like Dixie, I just as soon stay home. All right.
They go to inner city classrooms.
Okay, here it is. If they really want to help, then they'll do this. Then they'll go to the inner cities and be attacked and beaten and punched in the face.
And they persuade those children to do their homework, pay attention in class, and not run the streets.
Wow. And why are there white people that this is a point for? That's what I want to know. Like, what is wrong with them? Too much Nutella? Too much fluff? I can just weave all the stories together here. Like, I could do some breakdancing here on the show. I could do it. Why is this a point for some white people? Brain dead? Too much tap water? Not enough meat in your diet? Not enough meat in the sack? What's the problem? How is this a point? They really want to help black people. No, the subject should not be what's good for black people, bitch. The subject should be that we are being victimized, that these anti-white black bitches for black liberation are victimizing us. That should be the point.
When you have 66% of black 12th graders not being able to do basic arithmetic.
66% of them, 12th graders, not being able to do basic arithmetic. It's white man's fault. What did we do to them? Especially now, now she going to start talking about the black male and how we have to listen to them. We have to coddle some more of the black male. Just like the one that I showed y'all that was talking to the judge, and he's like, I know I've done wrong and I'm off drugs now, and everything you want to hear I'm willing to say, and it sounds totally legitimate, and hey, if you feel like you got to punish me, then I understand what you have to do. Well, we're going to punish you. Bitch, I'm going to kill you. I'm flying over the bench now. Yeah, let's coddle them a little bit more. Let's coddle them a little bit more with like those nets that they shoot over wild animals. How about that? Electrified.
Read a graph. It's not racism that means that we don't have more black computer scientists at Google.
She said it's not racism that there aren't more black engineers. It's because white people aren't teaching them well enough in high school. You know what needs that? You know what conveys legitimacy is when you have a good black person stand up in front of these people, shoulder to shoulder with a man of the West like me, and the good black person says, "Fuck you and your anti-whiteism." Fuck you, because the problem in their community, as we've had interviews, the biggest problem in their community is that they can use anti-whiteism on each other to get away with anything. You remember Sharika coming on talking about that? To get away with anything. The black man supposed to be home taking care of his wife. They always want to blame all these anti-whites, conservative type anti-whites. They always want to blame welfare for the black family breaking up. You know what broke up the black family? Is anti-whiteism's ability for the black man to not come home for a week and be having sex with who knows whoever, and then come home and say, what? White man has keeping me down, and now you're siding with the white man. That's what's destroying as collateral damage to the attack on the white race. So you want to convey legitimacy, you don't drag this desiccated white anti-white female out of the dustbin of history and have her say, well, you know what, I'm anti-white, and really they should be educating these black youths. And then eventually we get to a point where there are black CEOs, and then eventually we get to a point where black race hustlers can't get a job anymore, guilting white people. No, we begin with shut the fuck up. That's where we begin, all right? You got it? That's where we begin the conversation, with shut the fuck up. And then a good black person stands shoulder to shoulder with me and says, you and your anti-whiteism. That's what's destroying this country. That's how we get legitimacy.
Not a problem of racism in this country now. It's a problem of culture, and nobody wants to look at that.
Yeah, but Heather, why do that?
It's not a problem of culture. It's a problem of anti-whiteism.
When you can charge $2,000 for an hour to guilt shame white ladies. It's just so much easier.
Look, he's laughing. Isn't it fucking funny? Because with his big money that he makes, he escapes this. His like little pretty boy lifestyle and the big gated community and the big house and the nice cars and the heated driveway so they don't have to shovel and all that shit. And meanwhile, white guys like me are getting older and older. No fucking family, no children, no great career, no nothing. And we're looking on and we're getting angrier and angrier, motherfucker. It ain't fucking funny. It ain't funny at all. You're sitting inside, you got the big bay window, and you got the beautiful wife, and you got the kids, and the floor is covered in the Christmas gifts, or whatever this guy is celebrating. It's covered in all that shit. And he's like, ha ha, white guilting them. Such a joke. They're so silly. I wonder how easy it is to smile with no fucking teeth.
Oh.
It's and the sad thing is, Jesse, is that this takes us further and further away from solving.
See, this is what I was saying about Tucker the other day. Tucker ain't never going to talk to somebody like me because I'm the real deal. Because I represent the actual rage and at the same time effectiveness of the white male population of the West recapturing our destiny. I represent that. That's why these lily white soft bitches with their wonderful little socialized micro environments where they're kept safe from all of what's happening in the world, where they're kept safe from it. They are our first adversaries. They are the ones that we have to get to bend a knee, not the Jews. Fucking idiots. It's these folks.
Solving our racial disparities. The trainers should be talking about personal responsibility and black empowerment, not about.
We get to a point where morally we surround their neighborhoods, and then physically their neighborhoods will be surrounded. And then they'll start talking about our concerns. Why is it that Jason and everybody like him has had to have an absolutely destroyed life? It won't be funny anymore.
About white privilege and black victimhood. This is a completely negative trend in our country, and it's going to make us more and more divided, more and more hate-filled, and less unified.
Well, we're going to
divided, again, with the conservative line. So the opposite is to bring everybody together, just as anti-whiteism wants, where the white people cease to exist.
have to invite the white shamer on the Jesse Waters Primetime because I probably deserve it. And
you do deserve it. All right, this guy, he could end up being a great guy. We'll see. I mean, it's a lifelong thing. Every time he speaks on it or is not speaking about it when he should be, is a time that he gets to be judged. There is no good forever or bad forever. There is, what are you doing right now to oppose anti-whiteism?